Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katlego and something that's been on my mind and I think I should just talk about it. So what I want to talk about today are basically the mental and emotional challenges you face in your academics, and nobody really tells you about this coming into your academics, that you're gonna be mentally and emotionally challenged, or you're just not gonna feel good about your studies sometimes. And that's a very big deal in academia, because if that's something you're doing in your life, I feel like in some way, although people cannot necessarily prepare you for it, it's just good to know what you're going into. Okay, so I submitted my proposal in May 6th. Still remember when. So before then, I'd been working very hard to put my proposal together, because as you might know or you might not know, you're only given 3 months from your date of registration to write your proposal and submit it to the school and submit it to the faculty. And after submitting my proposal, I was like, you know what, I've been working so hard, let me take a break. So I submitted my proposal in May. I think for the rest of May I took a break, and then June I got a permit to return to res. So I came back to res and I was like, okay, I've been chilling for May, I need to do something now. My supervisor suggests, because I can't really do much, the best thing I can do is to just read, do my literature review. That's not the easiest of things to do. Like, people who are in postgrad know reading, I'm gonna say it, is boring. I mean, I love what I do, I'm very interested in what I do, but reading multiple articles, multiple studies, it just gets boring. It really gets boring. Remember, we're not done, so you having the energy and motivation to work, it's just not working. I've been doing like a bunch of work. Obviously, I got some data now, and then I need to analyze the data. It's very hard because it's locked down, and the people I usually see on campus that I can ask for help, they're not there. So I have to figure things out myself, and that is where the problem lies. So I got some data that I needed to analyze, climate data, and I had no idea how to analyze this climate data. So I look for studies on climate data, how people have done the analysis over the years, and I figured out, like, light bulb moment, that was the happiest weekend of my life when I figured out how I need to analyze the data. And I read more and more. I watched videos on YouTube of people explaining the softwares that I need to be using. It just seemed like, you know, it's like I can do this, like, you know. And then I tried to do the data analysis myself. I hit a wall. Like, it was just challenge after challenge after challenge. First of all, it tells me you need to convert your data to this type. Like, you need to convert your data essentially from one type to another. And I'm like, okay, I don't have the software that I need to convert the data. So I look for alternatives. I find an alternative. I'm like, you know, this girl is good. I convert the data. Cool. And then I'm following a tutorial, by the way, on YouTube, like step by step how to do this thing. And I have to use R now. For those who know R, like, I did R last year and I did not necessarily use it the whole year. I just did it as a course, like for the first term, and I passed it, and then that was it. I didn't have to use it for my program, for my project last year. So I had to go back to R because I need it now. And R, guys, R, like error. You just get demotivated because of this error after error. I'm like, oh, why? Anyway, I realized, okay, this thing with R is not working. What other alternative can I use? And it's like, so essentially I need to use this program called Make Sense. I've never heard of it. I've only read about it this year, and apparently it's the easiest thing to use. I looked at videos, it's the easiest thing. You just need to put your data points, then you put your climate data, and then it gives you a graph. You're good. Guys, first thing, I need to install that software on my laptop. I download the thing. When I try to install it, it's telling me stories. I'm not a tech person, but it was telling me stories. And then I'm like, what am I gonna do? It's telling me, no, you actually need to download this. I go to the site, that site does not have the thing that I want. I go to campus to see if maybe they have the software that I want. It's just a mess because people are not there and the computer labs are closed and stuff like that. So I decide, you know what, this thing, mind you, me figuring out how to analyze the data took a month. The whole of July I was trying to figure out how to analyze the data. I was reading a bit on how to analyze the data. So I'm like, you know what, this thing took me a month. It's August now. I need to do literature review, because when I look at my timeline, I was actually supposed to be doing literature review July and August. I'm like, you know what, I have a month, I need to do my literature review. Problems. I'm so demotivated. I try to do literature review, like it's just so much. I just feel bad, like, you know, when you try to do work but you can't seem to focus and the motivation is not there. On top of it, you start feeling bad that you don't have motivation, which means you are less productive, essentially. Like, it's just it built. Now it's September and I do not have a literature review. It's just been a very, like, a big challenge mentally and emotionally, because I'm like, it's September, I don't have anything to show. And the problem with postgrad is you set your own deadlines. I've done a bit of reading, guys. I've written a lot of notes. I just need to put everything together, and it's just that I just find it hard to just sit down and say, I'm gonna do some work now. It's a lot. I just wanted to come on here and talk about how academics are very, very challenging, both emotionally and mentally, because you start to think, maybe I shouldn't have done this. With that being said, I really don't regret registering for this course, registering for this program. I really love what I do. It's just that I struggle sometimes, and I just wanted to say it's okay to struggle sometimes. As much as you know you have deadlines, the year is ending, you have not put anything to paper, and you feel like crap, but you'll get through it in the end. I mean, I woke up today and I was like, I've been through this, and it's September, I don't have a finished product. And I start to think about how maybe I should put less pressure on myself. Maybe you should put less pressure on yourself, especially if you're doing masters, because you have 2 years. Yes, 2 years is not a long time, especially because it's September now. But if you've done a little bit of stuff, it's very easy to go and finish up the projects, the mini projects that you've started. It's always a good thing to think about the reasons why things may be happening the way they are. And by the way, I'm a Christian and I believe in God and his ways and how everything happens for a reason. And I start to think about how I'm not submitting this year. Why am I stressing myself out? Why am I feeling bad about myself? I've done a little bit of progress. If somebody comes to me and says, since you've submitted your proposal, what have you done? I can show them I've collected this data, I've figured out how I need to analyze this data, I've read X amount of papers, I've written X pages of notes. It's just a matter of me putting things together. So I just wanted to come here and say, things are not gonna work out immediately. Things are not gonna always go according to plan. You're not always going to submit your proposal and then things just happen. You get your data, you analyze your data. By the end of the first year, you've written like a couple of chapters, and it's not something like somebody will tell you about. It's just something you're gonna have to figure out as you go. Postgrad and academics are very, very challenging, and they're very, very taxing, and it's very easy to just wallow and feel sorry for yourself and feel bad about yourself and just put yourself down for not having done the work that you were expecting yourself to have done in a certain amount of time. But some weeks are good and you're very, very productive. Some weeks are bad and you just don't want to look at your work at all. You just want to like take a break from everything. And it's something I'm realizing slowly, but I'm realizing. That is all I wanted to talk about in my video today, guys. I hope you're well. I hope this helps somebody, because it took a while for me to realize what was happening, and I just thought I should share as part of my journey that sometimes things are not okay, and that's okay. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below what challenges have you faced and what have you done to deal with them, and please just, you know, give yourself a break, and sometimes just take a break, just get away from it all. But anyway, until next time, bye.